Hey, Tony, do you believe that this is the most consistent in terms of preparation you've had during this postseason, kind of knowing when you're going to throw and being kind of built up where you want to be?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. They told me after the game two opener thing that I was going to start game six. So I've known for a little bit, and I've had a lot of time to prepare, and it feels like I'm back on like a normal routine like I had all season.
Right. A lot of time to prepare and a lot of time to process the fact that you're going to get the ball in what could be a World Series clinching game. What goes through your mind when you think about that?
Try not to put more pressure on myself than there already is. I try to go out there and throw the ball to the best of my ability, and nothing changes tomorrow.
Dave said that he views you as a starter. You are not an opener for Game Six. Knowing that, how much more pressure does it put on you, obviously, to try to go as deep into the game as possible?
I think it provides a little bit more comfort for me. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to throw the ball as long as I can, as best as I can or until Doc decides that I'm done.
Okay, thank you.
Next question is from Dave Vassay. Go ahead.
Hey Tony, Dave said that he had a conversation with you after he let you know you're starting Game Six. So, what was your takeaway from that conversation that you'll take into your preparation tomorrow?
Just to attack guys. Go out there with the intent from game one from pitch number one to compete until whether for as long as I can. From pitch one for as long as I go.
What did you see from your guy Dustin May last night? What was the biggest difference for him to be back on track?
He looked good yesterday. Sinker was working, mixing some four seams. Velo was there again. He wasn't 97, 98. He was 100 this time. So, I mean, that's really small when you're up throwing that hard. But, he looked really good. He looked sharp. Wasn't really playing around with guys. Just went right at him and attacked him.
Different mentality for him, or what? Do you believe it was just strictly he was pitching well? Do you think there was something more than just pitching mechanics to that?
Not necessarily. I think he was just attacking guys better.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Tony, when you look at your outing last time, where do you feel like you need to improve the most from that last outing?
Last time it was okay. I didn't know how short it was going to be. I knew it was going to be shorter, but just going out there and attacking guys, getting strike one, getting ahead, staying ahead. Early contact would be great. Early soft contact, actually, not just regular contact. But, overall, just kind of attack guys.
Did you learn anything from that first start you had and just pitching in the postseason about the actual start and the adrenaline and all that stuff?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Every outing I've had this postseason has been a learning opportunity for me. It's all new. It's on a much higher stage than the last time I was in a postseason. So, yeah, just kind of controlling the emotions and, still competing.
I couldn't help but notice that you ditched the neck gator last time you were out there. Why'd you decide to go without it?
I just switch something up, see if it'll work.
Are you going to keep that or not have it next time?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Thank you.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Yeah, Tony, when you say you were told after Game 2 that you were pitching Game 6, what does that do? What is your routine? When did you throw a bullpen? How do you go through scouting reports? How do you prepare when you know you have 5 days?
I didn't find out until after the game, so I had prepared to between game 7 of last series to game 2. Didn't really have time to get like a lift in, so I took my lift on that day, the day that I threw the opener day. And then after the game, they told me, so it's like, all right, now like my routine has changed a little bit, but with the extra day, it worked out nicely. Took the next day off and then got my 2 lifts in. My bullpen on would have been game 4, I believe. Yeah, game 4, and then ready to go for tomorrow.
You say the phrase opener thing with kind of a little bit of an attitude. How difficult is it for a guy who's been groomed as a starter to make that adjustment?
No, it's kind of not that it was in a bad way. It's more of like I knew I was starting that day. I just didn't know how long I was going, so it's kind of turned into an opener role.
And if we had gone back and told you in July, when you were going through some difficulties, that you'd be pitching possibly the last game of the World Series, how crazy would you have thought that was?
I would have been excited for sure. You know, I would have thought that all my hard work and you know, want for progression to. Okay.
Next question's from Tim Brown. Go ahead.
Hey, Tony, after a month, you are going to be released from the bubble in a few days. What is the thing you're most looking forward to doing?
I haven't really got that far, honestly. You know, priority number one is get my work in today, and then priority number two is go out there tomorrow and throw the baseball.
You haven't thought like I want to go get this burger, or I want to go sit in the shade somewhere, nothing like that?
Not yet, honestly. You know, priority number one is taking home that championship.
Okay, man, go get it.
Next question's from JP Hornstra. Go ahead.
Tony, would it be fair to say that from July until the end of September, you were more or less on an every 6th-day schedule, whether it was in the majors or at the alternate site?
Yeah, pretty much.
And when you go from that to whatever it was that you were or were not able to do these first 3 weeks of October, how do you think that translated to what you were able to do or not do in the games that you pitched?
You know, I've always just tried to be prepared for whenever I get the ball, so it doesn't really matter if it's 6-day rotation or whatever. It's just finding that routine in between outings.
You don't think, though, that the sort of irregular lifting that you referred to or the between starts throws caused any trouble for you?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay, thank you.
I got time for one more. Go ahead, Skylar Dixon.
Tony, have you noticed any difference with the limited crowd in terms of noise, atmosphere, etc., between the LCS and the World Series?
There's definitely more Dodgers fans here now for this series than there were in the LCS, that's for sure. But overall, it's just, you know, it's a little bit louder. The exciting moments are a little bit more exciting, and you know, it's just a fun atmosphere.
Did you think much about, before you got a chance to play in front of fans, what that might be like, what the sights and sounds would be like, and how the reality compares to what you expected?
I mean, we had fans last year, you know, it's just kind of the same thing. It's just a little bit quieter.
Appreciate it.
Last one's from Ken Davidoff. Go ahead.
Tony, you said they told you after game 2 you'd be starting. Were you curious at all these last few days whether, you know, they would go to Walker on 3A just because of his experience?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Just were you curious at all whether they would go to Walker tomorrow just because he's more experienced than you are?
Not at all.